Right, so I have returned once again today to actually deliver another stream of Dorohedoro. Which are good to go as well. So yes, actually have retouched episode 4 plus 5, maybe even an episode more depending, of Dorohedoro. As we know, the actual mystery itself has gotten off to a good start. It's actually a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest, because again, it's one of those mangas that's really hard to pull off because, I don't know, the style is so unique that it has to be done by the right person to actually be able to actually even do it justice. It has the exact same problem Blam does. Blam has the exact same issue that it has to be the right person and right studio to actually adapt it. Otherwise, it kind of loses all of its actual charm. But I mean, yeah, CG models are kind of a little bit but for the most part, it does actually capture the actual manga really well from what I've read. So I'm actually kind of pleased how they've actually managed to do it. It's actually really, really well done. And also, the anime itself is just goddamn fun as well. Like, you can't actually hate any of the characters in the actual manga because they're all goddamn amazing. And you actually can't see where else they go. So anyway, let's put on Twitter actually gone live. I just feel like Blam and this probably one of more harder one to adapt. Besides maybe Oyasumi Pun Pun. That's probably another one that's actually really hard to adapt. But yeah, this one is just kind of a bit difficult because it's got a unique style to it. Thankfully, they actually managed to do it pretty damn well so far. I'm actually pleased. Right, do believe with that we should be good to go. Are we though? We certainly are. So where is my episode? There it is. Right, if I actually do this, it might be easier. At least everyone actually knows where we are in relation to in relation to the actual anime. But anyway, let's get this show started. Let's actually start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's start this thing absolutely now. Oh, it's good timing that time. It makes me wonder if it's actually going to be the exact same thing for Chainsaw Man. So that's the actual bike that's also a broom, if I remember correctly, as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's surprising, this show. It's got a nice kind of feeling to it as well, because it's not really strictly a horror anime as well. That's the other thing to note. It technically falls under the horror genre, but it's also a mishmash of other genres at the exact same time, and it works really damn well. Like, surprisingly so, because again, pulling off horror nowadays is quite difficult in a convincing way. To actually then mesh more genres together in a kind of more meaningful manner is even harder to actually do as well. But this show's actually managed to actually kind of include like slice of life, comedy, horror, and a lot of other things as well into like this kind of like dish of different things that just really work together really well. So yeah, I mean, it's just surprising in that way as well, because you kind of feel at ease most of the time, even when the kind of more like horror infused scenes are happening. You feel a lot more at ease because the actual tone of the show is so light-hearted when it needs to be that it kind of can ease you into the actual events. So I respect that for doing it, because again, it's really hard to pull off that kind of idea. We'll have to wait and see what happens next. I actually can't wait to see where our duo go next. I love them so much, they're so great. Nikado's like just like the best. Nikado's so amazing. Man's a turkey. I think I actually remember reading this as well. I remember reading this part of the actual manga. I think this is volume 2? That's kind of convenient, to be honest. That's kind of convenient. Damn. I love how he's called Turkey, and he actually presents the actual dolls almost like on Christmas Day as well. Like how you present a turkey. It's kind of amazing. man's so literal. It's just following around. Oh look, Slipknot. Can't remember the actual. Is it Iowa? Iowa? I think the album was just then, if I remember correctly. I think it was. Well, I think it was Iowa, wasn't it? Was it? Is it Iowa? It's not the one before I forget on it. It's the one after, I think, or the one before. I love how in this whole entire experience of just like following the doll around, we're actually learning a lot about the world. That's one way to do it. Just kick it down. In this world, we've got to be a lot more like ABC, just vibe, but not die in the process. Just vibe. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. Also, one way to do it as well, just punch a hole through his chest. Just punch a hole through his chest. Why not? It's Ebisu's backpack, like Lara Croft's backpack. It's just bottomless. So you just put a whole head in there as well. Some reason, since I actually walked in there, it reminded me a little bit of the room from Bloodborne. You know, the room you go into and actually has a spiders like dangling from the ceiling. Long behold, it reminded me a little bit of that room. Ew. This is some crazy parties. That's fucking terrifying. ABC, no. Oh. Oh. Well, this went from mildly okay to mildly terrifying like 10 seconds. I guess that about sums up the whole entire show in a nutshell, really. What? So this entire show now is just about M becoming a parent. So I guess the head, generally speaking, became fertilizer as well, which is actually quite interesting. It actually became fertilizer. Damn, that's a cool jacket. Died dark houses after Higurashi, to be honest. So damn sure. Higurashi taught me dark houses are a no-go. Thank God for Kaiman. Konnichiwa, Genki desu ka? Thank God for Kaiman. It's the room from Ocarina of Time. it's the forest temple. I don't think it would be ruined, to be honest, if they went full CG with Chainsaw Man. Because it still retains the style behind it, and I guess, technically speaking, most of it had to be pulled off in CG anyway. It really depends, I guess. Aw, Carmen's cute. I love how it took him a while to realize that Dooch appeared. Katsukame just randomly appeared out of nowhere. Who would have known? Just clean the actual mansion and boom, you don't have the forest temple in your own home. That's like the most legit thing ever. Just, by the way, just clean the home of all the dust. Boom, you're done. Damn. I actually thought for a second I actually got Necronomicon. Can't say the word. God damn it, Necronomicon. There we go. I thought I actually got Necronomicon from Evil Dead just then. I thought, wait a minute. Just a door version of it. But yeah, I mean, good episode overall, I must say. I really like that one. Highlights more about the sorcerers as well. The idea of like the powder, and actually what happens with that whole entire idea as well, kind of is a really interesting prospect, like how that's stuff like that actually exists within that world. It's one of those things you kind of imagine that sorcerers would just be kind of like ordinary and stuff like that. Well, I guess unordinary in the context of the actual world itself, but no, there's actually a little bit more going on with them. So I actually kind of appreciate that even in the episode we're kind of just following around a doll for most of it. It actually did in theory give us a lot more context on the actual world, and actually kind of breathe new life into certain things we didn't know before. And also we got a pretty cute animal out of it as well, to be honest. So there's that. And actually now En's just becoming a parent. So what more can you actually ask for an episode of Dorohedoro at this point? It's not kind of surprising this show is actually kind of this light-hearted it's actually surprising this show is actually so light-hearted considering it's really dark in nature. It's like it's really light-hearted, but it's like super duper dark. Right, let's actually put episode 5 on. Right. Let's pause that. Let's reset that. Let's go onto Twitter and actually say watch episode 5 now. I do believe at that we should be good to go. Are we though? We are. It's actually showing a right. It's actually starts the thing again in 3, 2, 1. Starts the thing absolutely now. It's got ears. It's quite a proclamation. But yeah, I mean, this show is surprisingly really fucking good. It's just on its own. It's just really kind of fun. I don't know, because it's one of those things that you kind of expect a show like this to kind of be very edgy and very kind of like, oh shit, the whole entire time. But for some reason, you just kind of get a very extremely relaxed anime that has some really dark undercurrents for the whole entire thing. So when it happens, you kind of like, oh shit, okay. It doesn't actually kind of feel like it's just like, oh shit, what really? Because you kind of know that the world's kind of very like dark in nature, because it's all about sorcery and stuff like that. So you kind of understand there's gonna be kind of like some dark things, some dark themes going on. But it weaves it so goddamn well that it doesn't really kind of feel so shocking. It kind of feels like, oh shit, okay, that's kind of scary. More than oh god, what the hell, man. I don't know. The actual structure of the show kind of doesn't really complement the world itself quite well. It doesn't really feel like anything's kind of like out of the ordinary in a sense of actually what's actually been already shown in the show. It all kind of meshes quite well. I mean, sometimes you kind of just go, wait, what? Hold up a second, what's happening here? But other times you kind of like, yeah, all right. It's pretty vibing, to be honest. It's pretty vibing. Coming in Wonderland. That's the third in Wonderland reference actually seen in the space of 1 week. Well, that's convenient. Man, leave Ipisu alone. She's vibing. Jesus Christ almighty. Holy fuck. Oh shit. She literally just chopped that dude in half, like down the middle. And Shin just kind of just got a dude's heart out as well, like dead ass. Just went boom. There's your heart. Holy shit, there's my heart. And off he flies. And off he flies. The one massive oversight they actually didn't kind of think about was, by the way, can we actually even fly as carpet right now? And long and behold, no, they can't. I will say it's actually quite a fast-paced show when you think about it in context. It's quite fast-paced, because in the 5 episodes we actually kind of didn't change the actual goddamn thing. Just realised that. In the kind of 5 episodes we actually watched, what actually has happened? It doesn't really feel like it's rushing through things. It just kind of feels like it's very fast-paced in nature. It's a flame toilet. A note with some blood on it. What could that mean? Oh no, he's gonna use a flame toilet. He's gonna use a flame toilet. Oh, that's a fiery dump. Pardon the pun. I mean, besides the whole entire like screens of the damned thing going on with the toilet, it's actually pretty convenient. Just uses flames to actually kind of take away everything. So it's kind of good. That's hella convenient, actually. Oh. Will they meet? That's a pretty cool shot, to be honest. That was a pretty cool shot and transition. Oh shit. Well, shit. It's very nice, to be honest, to begin with. He was speaking. And now he's hurting Noi. For some reason, originally I was going to say Nikaido for some reason, but no, Noi. Well, it happened at a very perfect time, to be honest. All the shit's getting real, and then Kaiman's just like, by the way, yeah, I remember something. That's pretty good, to be honest. God damn it, EBC. I swear to God, like this whole entire world's kind of really convenient. Everything's pretty much like kind of set out. It's all doing good. Let's be real for a sec. Let's be real for a second. I love N. N's great. I've had it still technically at square one. Even with Reese around, basically at square one still. Wow, that's pretty cool. N's so goddamn good. Like, he's meant to be like the big bad guy, I guess, but you can't help but like him a lot. He's just kind of a cool dude. I don't know how this show pulls it off. Like, how you can not hate anyone. Oh. Holy shit. Now that was impressive. Why is everything just kind of like, you're just not scared of anyone anymore? You're just kind of like, yeah, alright. The character designs are so goddamn cool. You don't help, you don't really feel scared about them. It's not, again, it's kind of falls under that line of not being really typical horror. Like, the character designs are very, like, horror infused, but you don't feel scared, like, by them. You're kind of like, that's pretty fucking cool. Nikai's adorable as well. Man, everyone's great. Nikai's adorable, Kleiman's adorable. And En's just really goddamn cool. Shin's just the best, and so is Noi as well. It's man in the box. It's literally a man in the box. Kind of do feel like the advice they were given before actually entering the whole, not the whole, but the actual sorcerer's world, basically got completely like 180'd. He was like, don't, you know, dive headfirst into this whole entire thing. And the guy's just kind of gone straight to the mansion, which by all accounts is basically diving headfirst into the whole entire thing. While Kaiman just sits there and vibes the entire time. Man, this show is so fucking good. I love this show so much. It's so good. I know, it's one of those things that it's like nothing else in the world, if you get what I mean. It's kind of like it's a Doom parody as well. It's a goddamn Doom parody. Oh man. It's just like, this show's just like the most like unique thing in the universe, and I kind of love it. Like, it's like nothing, because you can't say it's strictly a horror, you can't say it's strictly a comedy, you can't say it's strictly a kind of like pseudo slice of life either. It's more just anything. It's just a world, essentially. It's a world with just a bunch of characters just kind of vibing. And I kind of respect that for doing it. It's one of those things that, I mean, this episode actually kind of did in theory progress the mystery behind Nikaido a lot, and also then Kaiman too. But above all else, it was just a fun episode. Just, even if you kind of just spend it strictly with N's group as well, you kind of don't ever feel like you're missing anything, because they're just so good. They actually can even carry this whole entire episode on their own. the ED's so good. Man, they even know how to reference the old days as well of good old Doom and Wolfenstein. Man, oh man. Let's actually watch episode 6 as well then, because it's actually 4:30 right now, so we're actually on good time. I thought it was a bit later. But it's actually only 4:30. So we're actually on good time. So let's actually watch episode 6. Oh, should pause that. Reset that. Right, and with that, I do believe we're good to go. Most certainly are. So actually, let's actually change this to episode 6. This time I actually remembered. Didn't remember last time, but actually now I remember this time. Right. So. Essentially, yeah. That's basically it. Like, essentially, just characters turn up and shenanigans ensue. That's the whole entire show. It's nothing else. It's just like, yeah. By the way, we gotta find a mystery of like Kaiman, who turned Kaiman into a lizard man. But at the same time, it's just, by the way, here's a bunch of people doing random shit. That's the whole entire show. It's essentially a sitcom as well, like in a kind of like very loose way. It's more just a sitcom. just watching characters do random shit, and it's kind of hilarious most of the time. Oh, like not 100% of the time, it's actually hilarious. So, anyways, I start this thing in 3, 2, 1. I start this thing absolutely now. It's one of those shows you actually couldn't through just watch them for like the rest of the time, just doing random shit. You actually never get bored of it because it's just so goddamn good. I do hope one day we actually do see Killy from Blam just randomly appear out of nowhere. I kind of love that it's just like Kaiman's just there vibing while Nikayo's just kind of fighting the entire like the entire like antagonist side of the anime. Oh my god. Oh, that was horrible. But yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of people just doing random shit. That's this whole entire show in a nutshell. It's like nothing else. For some reason, it's one of the only shows besides, I guess, Wave Listen to Me that can just pull off just people doing random shit, and it actually is kind of fun to watch. I mean, it could be the most meaningful tasks in the universe, but you can sit there and just like watch it forever. I know, he tried so hard, and Nikaido's actually not there. Man. The depression. The slight depression the show also gives you. But yeah, I mean, if this is like the level of what we're gonna see with Chainsaw Man, I'm actually not too concerned, if you get what I mean. I mean, yeah, they might be able to actually refine the fighting a little bit, because I think by then they might be able to do it. But currently, it's actually like, I would say Mappa is probably the best for Chainsaw Man, because I don't know, they're kind of goofy in nature when it comes to adaptations, and it actually doesn't feel as if this is kind of like the prelude to what they probably will do with Chainsaw Man. So I'm actually kind of a bit more hyped than usual for Chainsaw Man. It's in good hands. It actually has the same director and also has the same studio, but has the same director. Essentially, Chainsaw Man is literally just random people doing random shit as well, and then it happens, and then everything else happens at the end. But most of the whole entire manga is literally just random people doing random shit. And if we actually find that one out, we actually want the actual anime be over. That's a long jump. As we just mentioned, literally, somehow this show managed to actually get Nikaido and everyone actually together. Besides Kaiman's not there, but everyone else is basically there now. And now shenanigans ensue. En's pissed. The mansion does look like something out of Bloodborne, to be honest, a little bit. It's got a bit of Bloodborne, a bit of Cyberpunk in there as well. Bit of both. He's become mushrooms. The payoff was not amazing, I must say. To reference a certain episode of a certain TV show. How does Ibisu constantly get in, like, the line of fire when it comes to anything? That poor girl. She somehow gets in the middle of everything. To be honest, yeah, she basically just dived headfirst into the whole entire place. And now she's a mushroom. Or turning into a mushroom. Made him cry. Ed's so adorable. Ed literally turned everyone to a goddamn mushroom, but he's still goddamn adorable. He pretty much just did that, literally. Can't believe it. Ibisu almost got turned to a mushroom, so did Shin as well. Fujita's kind of like half a mushroom as well. And he's like, wait a minute, is he okay? Is he alright? And Ash's like, yeah, boy. It's also probably one of the only shows in the world you actually cannot explain to anyone about actually just saying watch it. It's so hard to explain. It's just like, it's so many things in the show. It's like, where do you want me to start? Just watch it, bro. The first smoke. Uh-oh. Well, he's dead too now. Well, that was kind of pointless when you think about it. Went to report him and died anyway. Well, that's even worse. Trying to save his son actually inadvertently kind of caused the mess to actually get even worse. Well, that fucking sucks. Also ill. Don't you know that you can't piss off the son of someone because and actually then kill their father because you know it will piss them off, actually probably awaken something within them, and then you're screwed. Everyone knows that. It's like rule one of everything: you don't piss anyone off. And then also kill the parents at the exact same time because it will in theory piss them off even more. Well, actually now, actually true to be honest. And actually now I understand why his choice of weapon is a hammer. Well, actually now we know more about now we actually know more about Shin. That's interesting. It's legitimately. It's actually legitimately actually a pipe. When I say a magic pipe, I literally mean an actual magic pipe. I don't know why, but it's like one of those things of I don't know what I expected. Oh. I love how happy the actual doctor is. It's like, yeah, by the way, it's like 46 neighborhood association members just all kind of just cut up and still alive. Well, shit, we actually saw the magic finally. God damn. Man's so happy. I wish I was that cheerful most of the time. Also kind of terrifying to think about it. The idea of actually being able to cut someone up completely, put them in a box and actually still alive. Uh-oh. It's one of those dealios of like, there's someone outside my door. It's like, there's no one there, bro. I also realized only half of the doors in this whole entire world are actually reinforced. The rest of them just kind of come down with one single kick. That was fast. That's a really fucking cool shot. That's a really cool shot. I know, whenever you see a note with blood on it, it's actually pretty ominous. Do you not want to read that shit? That's for damn sure. Kami's just like, nah. It's like, no, she is. Legitimately. Well, shit. It's always this damn it's always this damn pathway as well when you think about it. It's always the pathway. Those evil cockroaches. So we had I do actually kind of appreciate that Kaiban does actually want to accept the fact that she's actually a sorcerer. But so we have to deal with sewer gators in real life. In this world, they have to deal with evil like mutant cockroaches that are the size of like a goddamn human being. So tell me the mutant cockroach is called Johnson. Oh shit, Johnson. Just legit just threw his foot outside. Johnson's just a cool dude. Just a cool mutant cockroach. Man, everyone always has exposition before they die. Karen's like, wait a minute, if I didn't actually chop his feet off, I might be able to actually find out what happens next, but alas. That's not happening today, I guess. Okay, so what about Johnson though? That's the real question. What about Johnson? Johnson! So we'll find out next time whether or not we're actually doing free. It's just like JoJo at this point. We're just getting random bros joining the whole entire group. Johnson's a true Joe bro. Man, oh man, this show's wild. This show's fucking wild. Just, we went from, by the way, a fight inside the mansion to, by the way, mutant cockroaches. And to be honest, you're kind of like, I'm not surprised. We deal with sewer gators, they deal with mutant cockroaches called Johnson. Who are actually pretty cool dudes, maybe, in the end. But yeah, I mean, goddamn. That was an amazing episode. He's on the counter, isn't he? In the opening, if I remember correctly. I always saw the cockroach like, who the hell is that? I guess actually now we might find out finally, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this show's a wild goddamn time. It's almost like if you told me this actually was a JoJo part, I probably would believe you because it's actually that goddamn wild that it could be a JoJo part as well. But my god, it's just so many things are happening. We just kind of like, yeah, okay. It's just shit happening, bro. It's just people doing shit and shit happening while people are doing shit. Man, oh man. Hello, you just literally just joined us right at the end of the stream. My god, that was quite the wild adventure of Dorohedoro. I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect, but I hope you actually are doing really well today. God, it's just like, this show is so fucking strange. But I'm kind of like, I'm just like, yeah, alright, I'm on it, bros. I'm on this. It's just, I don't know, it's one of those things that you could literally throw anything at me and I'm just kind of like, alright, but this is just like, it's just the right kind of surreal that I kind of always wanted. As I said last stream, this is like if David Cronenberg, David Lynch, and I guess, who else could in theory have done this as well? I guess, as I said beforehand, what's his face? The director of Children of Lost Sea? Lost Voices? Lost Sea? The French director who also directed Alien 4? We learned that Shin has mixed parentage. We learned that the actual whole uses yen. We learned that can't remember the third thing we learned. We learned quite a bit. But yeah, it feels like all of them got into one room and just went, you know what, fuck it, we're doing this. I'm like, that's probably what would happen if all three of them got into one room together. I think Dorohedoro would be the actual like the result of it all, because it's just all three of them into like one massive thing. The surrealism of the actual world and actually the inhabitants and actually what really goes on in the world. David Lynch, it's quite David Lynch. The body horror is very Cronenberg in a way, and also the actual setting itself very much is reminding of like God, I can't remember his name now. It's Jean-Pierre something. I can't remember his second name, but it's something like that. It's basically his kind of setting, but in everything else. It kind of just feels like all three of those directors into like one thing. I actually kind of like it. It's just it's just the essences. It's just it's beautiful. The show is just so wild and amazing. And yeah, I mean, it packs an emotional punch as well. The whole thing with Shin was quite the emotional ride as well, because again, it highlights a lot about the world itself and actually how they see sorcerers and actually what happens in that. It's a very questionable show, but very enjoyable. To an extent, I agree. It's very questionable at times. You're like, what? And you kind of like, all right. It's a very emotional part of the whole entire episode, because again, it kind of also then highlights how interlocked the characters are, because you saw like mini Nikaido as well. So I liked how even though they didn't really know it at that point, they actually are intertwined in some way. And I kind of like that also there is this idea that sorcerers were kind of frowned upon in this regard as well. It's not a nice thing, but it kind of highlights that there is this idea that stuff like that is feared, and it actually to why there is this other world that actually kind of do exist in. That all those things kind of mesh together actually kind of create a world that does in theory feel quite fleshed out in that way, and quite terrifying as well, because again, the whole entire idea of that you can actually literally be like, okay, 1 second, actually be found to be a sorcerer, and then you're actually sold out instantly. And actually then on top of everything else, that if you actually were to actually date or marry a sorcerer, then boom, what happened to Shin's father happens to you as well. It's terrifying, but it's also a very interesting aspect. Kind of highlights the kind of grimness of this world once again. Kind of goes back to this whole entire idea. The world is at heart very grim. It's just the way they're presenting, the way they kind of structure the characters around it, makes it more kind of lighthearted. Makes it more kind of like, it kind of gets you like, oh shit, okay. But at the same time, when it does in theory happen, it kind of feels, it kind of doesn't really feel like it's like a cheap way to kind of shock you in a way. It feels like it's an organic way to explore this world. It feels like it actually kind of makes sense that this world is this way, if you get what I mean. It's not just an out of the blue moment that kind of makes you go. It's more like, yeah, you understand that maybe sorcerers wouldn't forever be frowned upon. Actually, that's why they go to the actual other place as well. But yeah, I mean, above all else, god damn it, this show is so fucking good. And I like that we actually evolving the mystery of Nikaido as well, because again, we know that she's a sorcerer, but we don't necessarily know the extent of her actual like kind of we know technically the extent of her prowess, but there's more to it as well, because the way that the actual broker kind of reacted to her actual smoke as well kind of proves there and then that she actually is like this really high up thank you so much, I'm actually glad, a very high up sorceress. So to that end, it's very interesting. We kind of don't necessarily have the entire picture just yet, but we still have just a tiny bit of it. I like that. I also kind of like, we also kind of got a little bit more about the idea of like the Doctor's probably one of the more interesting characters in this whole entire show as well. Like he's just there vibing the entire time. Like I love how the whole entire part was Shin. Like it was Shin just like delivered about 46 neighborhood association people to him, all chopped up still alive. He's like, well shit, we're actually now seeing the actual magic. That was the main thing that took away from the whole entire experience. Other than holy shit, what the hell's going on here? He was like, holy shit. Again, there's not one single character you can hate in this show. Every single character just has their personality about them that you just kind of grow to love them instantly. And I kind of can't get past that whole entire idea. And also found quite interesting the idea of actually what happens with the rumors as well, like that dude that kind of got his legs chopped off with Johnson. Like that whole entire prospect, the whole entire show is quite interesting as well, because it kind of highlights once again like how this world operates, and actually what really goes on in this world, and actually how people can be deluded in this kind of belief of actually becoming a sorcerer that actually can in theory go to extents like they did with Nikaido. But then, you know, he got his legs chopped off in the end and actually died. So that was kind of crisis averted, but at the same time, it kind of highlights once again at heart this world is grim. It's a very grim, dark world. Just the actual inhabitants and what goes on, just kind of flip that. I actually kind of like it for that reason. It's one of those things that this show does it really well. Other shows can't really pull this off so well, but this show does it such a way that it kind of feels graceful. Yeah, it's impossible. En's so adorable. Ibisu's just the best, and also everyone else is also the best. I'll keep in mind the dude who wants to become a sorcerer, because again, I actually like that aspect, like the whole entire show. I thought it was actually quite interesting. Also, then Johnson as well is quite important, but I thought thematically it was kind of a very interesting idea, like how the world would in theory delude people to actually believe they could in theory become sorcerers. Even those who want to be sorcerers as well can in theory be kind of swayed to actually do things that might not lead them down the right path. And then boom. Ed is amazing. I love him. He's there. He causes mushroom apocalypses sometimes, but he's a dad now. He's a dad. He's the best dad. Man. But yeah, I think next time we'll probably do episodes 7 to 9 and then 10 to 12 after that point. Yeah, it's kind of the more interesting aspect, like, as you say, like, how half of them kind of hate them in the very kind of, like, as we saw, and actually then some just want to be them as well. I guess it kind of makes sense because the actual powers they have would in theory be enticing. So to be enticed to actually kind of then have it would actually lead you down those kind of routes. It's one of those things that, again, it goes back to the whole entire idea of, like, the person wanting to obtain power, and actually what it might in theory do to someone. It's a very realistic concept in some ways. It's one we've seen in media as well quite often. The idea of like the delusion of power and actually what it doesn't really bring to someone, and actually whether or not they want it or not, and actually how they get it is kind of like the main kind of idea. But yeah, I mean overall, fucking cool. This show is so fucking cool. Oh man, I can't get enough of it. I have to read the manga afterwards as well, a bit more than I actually read of it. So yeah, probably maybe tomorrow we'll do a stream. Hopefully, I think tomorrow is just the egg show, if I remember correctly. If I remember, yes, tomorrow's just the egg show. So I'll probably do another stream tomorrow, hopefully. So until then, I have indeed been the driver. So as always, goshisho arigatou gozaimasu. 僕の動画を面白いと思ったらいいねやチャンネル登録をお願いします。So as always, if you actually have enjoyed this stream and doing free, leave a like because indeed it's been quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream and then doing free, leave a sub because indeed it's been quite a bit as well. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream and doing free, follow me on Twitter or join Discord as well because both of you help me quite a lot and both will then tell you when streams are live and any other streams I do as well. But until next time, some more Dorohedoro. See you guys later. Bye for now.